Now, Storm Watch 12 weather with meteorologist Josh Culbreth.
Welcome back to News Watch 12 midday, and right now we're continuing to watch these gusts coming out of the west primarily, and it looks like some of the strongest wind gusts are in Lake and Modoc counties. Winds gusting upwards of 35 to 40 miles per hour. Now, in some locations where the elevation is high and the terrain is exposed, we could have gusts upwards of 60 to 70 miles per hour. So this would last through this afternoon. And that is when this wind advisory in place for the Klamath and Great Basins, that is when that is set to expire. So we're tracking all of these little snow showers that are just dotting the map this midday, and a little bit later today all this will become much more expansive into the evening. This is when snow levels will really start to tumble. This could be the time frame where we could see that switch from rain to snow right here in the Rogue Valley. We'll continue to put this into motion, and you can see more waves of snow primarily along and west of the Cascades. This is into the overnight hours as we move forward into Wednesday, and still your morning commute on Wednesday morning still being impacted by snow along and west of the Cascades. And those passes on the west side and up in the Cascades are going to start to look very rough by Wednesday morning. And then this all tries to flare up a little bit more on the east side tomorrow, but I think the impacts continue to be along and west of the Cascades, and we'll have more snow showers in a Thursday morning as well. So we're going to get some very beneficial moisture from all of this, at least through Wednesday night. So this is not a complete picture of what we're going to have for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. This gives you 2/3 of the picture, and you kind of get the idea. The biggest rainfall totals will be up in the Cascades along the coast. Less impressive totals for our west side valleys and for the east side, but every little bit and every little drop counts, especially around this time of the year. So snow levels continue to descend. They're already right around 2,000 feet. So here pretty soon, if we start to see a bit of a mix in places like Ashland, Sexton Summit, Jacksonville Hill, it would not come as too big of a shock. And then a little bit later today, snow levels going down to around 1,500 feet. That's when we're expecting the transition from rain to snow in places like Medford, Phoenix, Jacksonville. And then a little bit later this evening into Wednesday morning, that's when we're expecting some snow even along the coast. So definitely the most widespread impacts we've gotten from snow thus far this wet season, and it equates to this, maybe getting a couple inches of snow along the coast in Brookings, maybe 4 to 6 inches on some of those passes on the west side, but places like Medford, Grants Pass getting anywhere in between an inch or 3 inches. But the biggest totals will continue to be up in the Cascades, where we could have upwards of 8 to 12 inches for Siskiyou Summit, anywhere between 12 to 24 inches for Diamond Lake, Crater Lake, and for Lake of the Woods. So if this verifies, this is going to be great news for our snowpack, but very bad news for travel, especially there on the Interstate 5. So we have winter storm warnings galore in place for elevations above 1,500 feet through Wednesday. Then we have winter weather advisories in place in these periwinkle shaded areas, and this goes also into Wednesday for elevations above 500 feet. So for today, moisture becoming more widespread, winds becoming more widespread, snow levels falling. It's going to be widespread snow overnight, and winds will back off a little bit. They'll continue to back off as we head into Wednesday, but Wednesday is going to be another high impact weather day. Same thing with Thursday, as the main impacts are going to come in the form of low elevation snow and travel impacts. So here's your 7-day forecast for the coast. Sometime overnight into Wednesday morning, that's when we're expecting the transition from rain to snow, even along the coast. Then snow is looking pretty likely for Wednesday and into Thursday. I think a lot of Siskiyou County is seeing that transition from rain to snow right now, and we'll continue to have snow showers into Wednesday and into Thursday. I think the biggest impacts for the east side are going to be the winds that we're seeing right now. Remember, that wind advisory is set to expire at 4 p.m. a little bit later today. Obviously, I think some of the biggest impacts in terms of snow are going to be up in the Cascades and Siskiyous, maybe getting upwards of 2 feet of snow towards Crater Lake and Diamond Lake. And then for the Rogue Valley later today, seeing that transition to snow, and then snow showers will continue right into Wednesday and Thursday.
Okay, so as far as this storm goes, is it coming in, maybe impacting us a little bit earlier than we initially thought, or are we kind of right on schedule? I'd
say we're right on schedule. Maybe the transition from rain to snow in the Rogue Valley will maybe take a few more hours than we initially anticipated, but so far so good.
Okay, it's weird because we woke up to such a nice morning, almost 50 degrees in Medford.
You can feel the difference outside right now. You're getting some of those downdrafts, some of that cooler air. Snow levels starting to descend, so it's coming. It's on our doorstep.
Quick turnaround. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Josh.
Of course.